Hello and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and since I was off the air last week, we have a whole lot to catch up on today, so I'll jump right in. To start, the NBA Finals came to a close on Saturday the 13th, and for the first time in 53 years, New York sits atop the NBA. Jalen Brunson scored 45 points, including 13 straight for New York in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks beat the San Antonio Spurs 94-90 in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks won the series 4-1, rallying from double-digit deficits in all four of those victories, including a 16-point deficit in this final game. Not surprisingly, Brunson finished with an incredible performance. His 45 points set a Knicks record for points in a finals game. It had been 38 by Willis Reed against the Los Angeles Lakers in Game 3 of the 1970 series. The last time the Knicks won a championship was May 10, 1973, when they defeated Wilt Chamberlain and the Los Angeles Lakers exactly 19,392 days ago. The drought had ended, and the streets of New York flooded with Knicks fans, and mayhem ensued as everyone would expect. Since it had been so long, I found some fun tidbits on things that were going on in the world the last time the Knicks won a title. Here are just a few. The Miami Dolphins went 17-0 after a 14-7 victory over Washington in Super Bowl VII. This is still the only undefeated season in NFL history. At the 45th Academy Awards, The Godfather won Best Picture, Best Actor in a Leading Role, and Best Writing/Screenplay based on material from another medium. In the streets of New York City, Martin Cooper made the first mobile phone call on April 3, 1973, with a phone that weighed almost 3 pounds. A lot has changed over those 55 years, but the Knicks finally ended their drought, so congratulations to them and Knicks fans everywhere. Now that the NBA Finals are over, free agent moves and contract signings are happening throughout the NBA. A massive trade announcement was made on Tuesday night. The Milwaukee Bucks traded their franchise icon Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware, Jamie Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Yakuchonis, 3 first-round picks, 1 pick swap, and 1 second-round pick. While the Bucks did get quite the haul of players and picks in return, Giannis was the face of the Bucks since he was drafted in the first round 13 years ago. He was a 10-time All-Star, a 2-time MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year. He led Milwaukee to its first championship in 50 years when the Bucks won the 2021 title, winning Finals MVP while averaging 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks throughout the series. In doing so, he became the only player in NBA history with 5 All-Star selections, 5 All-NBA selections, multiple MVPs, a Finals MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year before his 27th birthday. But after their championship run, the Bucks won just 1 playoff series in 5 seasons, leading to his frustration with the organization and his eventual trade request. The Heat will definitely be a team to watch next season and have pretty solid odds at winning another title. Just 24 hours after the Knicks won their title, the Stanley Cup Final came to its conclusion. The first 3 games in this series between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes were tightly contested. The Knights took Game 1 5-4, the Hurricanes won Game 2 4-3 in overtime, then the Knights held off the Hurricanes in an insane Game 3, winning 5-4 in double overtime. After that, though, the Hurricanes ran away with it, winning 3 straight games. The Hurricanes held Vegas to 5 total goals in Games 4 and 5 and used a suffocating defense in a 3-0 shutout in last Sunday night's clinching Game 6 to win their first championship in 20 years. Jackson Blake, Nikolaj Ehlers, and Taylor Hall all scored for Carolina, while goaltender Brandon Bussi saved 22 out of 22 shots. Jordan Staal was awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the Stanley Cup playoffs. This nomination came after he led all players with 6 goals in the final, including scoring at least 1 in each of the first 5 games in the best-of-7 series. That tied the record for the longest goal streak in a final. At 37 years, 277 days old, he is now the oldest Conn Smythe Trophy winner in NHL history, surpassing Boston Bruins goalie Tim Thomas, who won the award in 2011. Staal, who previously won the Stanley Cup as a 20-year-old with the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2009, also set the record for the longest gap between championships. The Carolina Hurricanes last won a Stanley Cup almost 20 years to the day when they defeated the Edmonton Oilers on June 19, 2006. Congratulations to Carolina on an incredible season and their first title in 2 decades. Now, time to bring you up to speed on what has been the biggest sporting event in the world over the last 2 weeks, the FIFA World Cup. The U.S. men's national team got their journey started on Friday the 12th. The United States cruised past Paraguay to open its home World Cup campaign with a statement 4-1 victory at SoFi Stadium in LA. Forward Folarin Balogun scored 2 first-half goals, and team captain Christian Pulisic added an assist. A week later, the U.S. headed up north to Seattle, Washington, where they would take on Australia. Right before the match began, the U.S. announced Pulisic would not be playing due to injury, but that didn't hold them back at all. The Americans advanced to the knockout round of the World Cup even without their injured star forward, beating Australia 2-0 on Friday for their second straight victory. They officially won their group and advanced to the knockout rounds when Paraguay beat Turkey 1-0 early Saturday morning. The U.S. then took on Turkey last night in their third and final group stage match. Since they already clinched their group victory and a ticket to the next round, this match didn't mean much at all for Team USA, but it was still a fun one to watch. They will now play their first knockout round match on Wednesday, July 1st, but their opponent is to be determined. Outside of Team USA, some of the biggest stars in the sport have been showing out in this tournament. Lionel Messi became the highest goal scorer in World Cup history on Monday, moving up to 18 with a 2-goal performance in Argentina's Group J match against Austria. This came just a week after Messi scored a 3-goal hat-trick in Argentina's World Cup opening match against Algeria. He will absolutely be adding to that record in the coming weeks. The other top name in the sport made headlines shortly after Messi did. At 41 years and 138 days old, Cristiano Ronaldo became the oldest player in FIFA World Cup history to score more than 1 goal in a match. In doing so, he eclipsed Messi's previous record, set just a day earlier when Messi scored twice against Austria, at the age of 38 years and 363 days. Ronaldo's multi-goal game helped Portugal cruise to a dominant 5-0 win over Uzbekistan. Kylian Mbappe of France scored 2 goals Monday in a dominant 3-0 victory over Iraq to reach 16 goals in his World Cup career, moving to a tie for second most in tournament history as he tries to keep pace with new record holder Lionel Messi. However, the 27-year-old Mbappe is 11 years younger than Messi and should have at least 2 or 3 more World Cups to secure the record. Not far behind him is Erling Haaland of Norway. Haaland had a relatively slow first half against Senegal, but turned it on in the second half. Haaland scored 2 incredible goals just 10 minutes apart to lead his team to a 3-2 win. He's now tied with Mbappe and just 1 goal behind Messi for the lead in the World Cup. The US, Argentina, France, and Norway have all clinched their spots in the round of 32, so look for the star players I just mentioned to rest in their team's final matches. Mexico, Morocco, Germany, Brazil, and Switzerland have also earned their seeding in the next round. The first match of the knockout rounds will begin on Sunday, and it will be between South Africa and Canada at noon on Fox. I've mentioned this before, but summer is the season of champions. Both the men's and women's College World Series came to their conclusions in the last week or two. The University of Oklahoma men's baseball team won their first national championship since 1994 with a 13-2 victory over North Carolina in the winner-take-all Game 3 of the College World Series Finals on Monday night. The Sooners beat number 2 national seed Georgia Tech twice on the road in regionals and swept upstart Kansas on the road in super regionals. To get to the finals, they beat number 3 Georgia twice in bracket play. Kyle Branch, the number 9 batter, who came into this game just 1 for 16 in the College World Series, drove in 6 runs with a pair of singles and a home run. For the Women's College Softball World Series, the University of Texas came out on top. Tegan Cavan struck out 5 in the final 2 innings, and Caden Henry hit a home run to lead Texas to a 4-1 victory over Texas Tech on Thursday night at the Women's College World Series for their second straight national championship. Cavan earned the Most Outstanding Player award after becoming the first pitcher with 2 shutouts and 2 saves in one Women's College World Series. Earlier in the show, I was mentioning some of sport's oldest legends still performing at the top of their game. That same sentiment goes for the tennis world. After nearly 4 years away from professional tennis, 44-year-old Serena Williams announced she will play singles at Wimbledon after accepting a wildcard invitation. Wildcards are special invitations handed out by tournament organizers, which allow former champions and others to access the main draw without the necessary entry qualifications. Williams' last singles match was a loss in the 3rd round of the 2022 US Open. Before that, she's won 23 Grand Slam titles in singles, including 7 at Wimbledon, most recently in 2016. She also has won 14 Grand Slams in doubles, all with her older sister Venus Williams, and 6 of them at Wimbledon. Serena Williams also swept the singles and doubles titles, also with Venus, at the 2012 London Olympics. The Wimbledon tournament will officially begin on the 29th, and I'm excited to see one of the greatest tennis athletes in history compete at the highest level yet again. With all that said, enjoy all of the World Cup action, tennis, MLB regular season, and more that this week has to offer. Due to the holiday next weekend, I'll be off the air, but we'll be back on July 10th. I'm Cole Young. Thanks as always for tuning in to this week's episode of Sports Corner. Have a fun 4th of July. I'll see you right back here in 2 weeks.